leading a new generation of Republican. This is the Grand New Party Update.
Last night, 15.3 million viewers tuned into the first national debate in the Democratic primaries. That number was lower than the 25 million who tuned into the first Republican debate. According to CNN Money, the average primary debate at this point only has a viewership of 2 to 5 million. So they definitely set a record of about 3 times the average viewership when it comes to primary debates at this point in the election. And I don't think the Democrats let us down. I think it was pretty entertaining. How about you, Dennis?
Yeah, there's definitely some good points. I mean, I did tune out early, and I did hear people complaining about it, how it was just a Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton show, and CNN really didn't bring the other 3 guys involved. But
speaking of that, for the total speaking times, Bernie Sanders had 26 minutes and 42 seconds. Hillary Clinton had 30 minutes and 26 seconds. The closest to that was O'Malley, who had 16 minutes, about half the time of Clinton and Sanders. Then came Webb, and Chafee actually came in at 9 minutes and 2 seconds. Webb had 14 minutes and 23 seconds.
Yeah, and good for Webb for calling out CNN, right on CNN, for doing that to the candidate. And like I said, a lot of people complained about it, and it was despicable that you'd call that an even debate. And why even have the other 3 people on the stage at that point?
Now, I'm kind of surprised that Chafee had less time than Webb. I guess he didn't really have that much of a commanding presence, because it almost seemed like I felt like Webb wasn't getting enough time, and I wanted to hear more from Webb. He was the guy that, to me, had the best answers. Yeah,
he almost had to fight Anderson Cooper for another minute. I mean, it was getting ridiculous, and I even talked to some Democrats about it, and everyone pretty much said the same thing. It was Hillary and Sanders. They were dominating time, and CNN, again, a waste of time to have the other 3 on the stage.
Now, I have 2 questions for you, Dennis. First would be, who do you think, personally to you, won the debate? And then the second question being, who do you think, to the Democrats, won the debate?
I really like Martin O'Malley. He went after Clinton. He pointed out where she was wrong. He stood up for what he was truly believed in, and he was very polished on his delivery when it came to certain lines, the few lines that he did get. If I was a Democrat, I would have to go with Hillary Clinton. She came off as that modest Democrat. She wasn't too far to the left. She was someone who could bridge the party. She kissed Obama's butt and tried to suck up to him. I think she had a good night, and I think she's going to continue to be the front runner.
My personal win I give to Jim Webb. I thought that on the stage he was the most unique Democrat. And on top of that, I also thought that he had pretty interesting answers compared to the other ones, saying that China was a bigger threat, even though China isn't in the news as much. They've been building islands in the Chinese Sea, and there's been a lot of territorial dispute. They've definitely been more aggressive. They've also taken a number of economic moves against us, so it was interesting that he wanted to bring them up. It was also interesting to me that Webb and Sanders were a little more defensive when it came to gun rights. Even though both of them wanted to increase federal regulations, both of them also took more of a relaxed approach towards those regulations than the other Democrats. And Webb also criticized affirmative action, which is something that I never expected to hear at a Democratic debate.
Yeah, if you go back to the guns, I mean, man, what a dangerous notion that we're going to charge the shop owner for what the consumer does with the product. Should we be charging all the convenience stores that gave out all the candy bars to the kids and create childhood obesity, which causes more deaths per year than gun violence? I mean, that's a dangerous motion that we're going to go after private businesses for what consumers do with the products they buy from that business.
I think that was Hillary Clinton that brought that up. It is ridiculous, the notion that she's putting forward, not because that gun companies aren't necessarily culpable for their products, because they are, but rather gun companies aren't culpable for people who buy their products. And that's the thing. If a gun happens to be faulty and blows up in your face, yes, absolutely, you should have the right to sue the gun company over that. But if a gun is functioning and working perfectly, and it was purchased legally, no. I mean, if we're going to go down this route, should we start suing abortion clinics over murder and manslaughter?
Yeah, well,
in the recent Planned Parenthood, and this is a bit of a side tangent, I guess, but in the recent Planned Parenthood discussion, they were talking about how it's perfectly legal and why are we criticizing them for receiving federal subsidies? Well, guess what? Firearm sales are perfectly legal. And that's my only point. You shouldn't be holding these people culpable for the actions of unrelated individuals. It's only their product that they're culpable for, not what people use it for.
Now, did you catch that moment when Hillary stuck up for capitalism in a weird way?
Yes, that must have been extremely awkward for her. That was her squaring off against Bernie Sanders, and he was defending socialism. And
yeah, he wouldn't come out and actually say that he was a socialist. He stumbled with that.
He stumbled, but I think he did say it.
He said that he doesn't believe in the capitalist system that we have in place. Yeah, I was shocked to see Hillary sticking up for capitalism. Yeah,
she said, "Well, let's not abandon the system that has created strongest middle class in the world," or something along those lines. Very weird to hear that coming from Hillary Clinton, especially since most of the Democrats are extremely strong critics of capitalism. But at the same time, it was sort of a backhanded compliment because she also then went on to criticize corporations and the evil, greedy, wealthy people.
Now, I saw two themes last night. Who can blame the Republicans more, and who can give away more free stuff?
You think it was a competition over free stuff?
Free stuff, and who could blame the Bush more?
Okay.
Absolutely. From education and Social Security to, you name it, they were willing to give it away for free.
I do want to get back to, I didn't say who I thought won it for Democrats, and I know you said Hillary Clinton. I do want to get back to that for a brief second and say I think Bernie Sanders actually won it for Democrats. And I think they were just absolutely loving the fact that he wanted to give everything away for free. I mean, even when they asked him about Social Security being broke, his response was, we need to give out more Social Security benefits. And it's crazy how delusional these people are getting when it comes to giving out free stuff. They can't even afford to pay what we give away today. And they want to start giving out more free stuff systemically. And I do know that Bernie Sanders says that he's going to be taxing the rich more. But even previously in an interview, somebody asked him, as a president, would you submit a balanced budget? And he said, no, I don't think that's even possible. So even Bernie Sanders admits, this is something that his supporters shouldn't be denying, because even Bernie Sanders admits that he doesn't believe in balanced budgets. He believes in debt spending.
Yeah, they're going to deny, but going over to the other candidates, there was three other candidates. We're kind of doing what CNN did. You look at Martin O'Malley, his posture was professional, and when he got mad at Clinton or wanted to, he had the meanest stare on him. He just gave her a mean mug. I was like, damn, he's getting me scared. And he was just eyeing her the whole time.
I do see what you were saying before with O'Malley being a strong candidate. I just don't think that. I don't think, even though O'Malley looked young, he looked like he had energy. I don't think O'Malley came across with the strength in his answers that Sanders and Clinton did, and even Webb did.
Webb did what he could to fight off Anderson Cooper. I really thought he was going to run around the podium and attack the guy, because on almost every issue Webb got a chance to. He took full advantage of it, and Anderson Cooper was really weak about shutting him down.
Yeah, they have a count. CNN Politics has a count as to how much each candidate was attacked and attacked other candidates. Webb was only attacked twice, and he only attacked Sanders. Of the other candidates, I'm pretty positive he attacked Anderson Cooper more than any of the other Democrats.
Yeah, I believe it.
Hillary Clinton was obviously the most attacked out of all of them.
Martin O'Malley sat on that stage to go after her. He's been doing it on the stump, and she pointed out that he supported her back in 2008, but he pointed out why he no longer supports her. I think he did a good job handling that back and forth.
I feel like Chafee was very meek, and I think if he doesn't drop out rather soon, I think then he's running on wishful thinking.
Yeah, he might be dropping out before the next Republican.
So we haven't done a dropout of the week for the Democrats, but I'm choosing Chafee if that's the case.
Well, that's not fair. That's what I was going to pick.
Do you think that O'Malley stays in? Do you think he gains points for this? Because you said that he won the debate, at least for you, if you were a Democrat.
I think that he's going to stay in. He's shooting for a cabinet position.
Okay.
Depending on who. Yeah, because you got to look at these other three, and you got to go, okay, what are they really there to do? Cabinet positions or, speaking fees. Cause there's no way, the way the media is portraying them, they don't have a chance of winning this thing. So they're going for they have alternative motives.
You know what O'Malley kind of reminded me of? O'Malley almost reminded me of John Edwards a little bit.
I could see that.
Yeah, he's the young, clean-cut Democrat.
Yeah. What happened to John Edwards? Oh, wait, he cheated on his wife.
And I mean, O'Malley does have, the whole Baltimore police thing. And
yeah.
Final note, you have a side note for us.
Yeah, a side note. I was getting ready for church on Sunday, and my fiance came and said to me, "Hey, did you see that guy in Jersey and his Halloween display?" And I was like, "No, what are you talking about?" So we looked up the news article. Apparently, someone in New Jersey, a graphic design artist, or a special design artist, set up an ISIS display Halloween thing. And it's very graphic. It shows Obama as an ISIS member with a machete. It shows a hostage being burned alive, and it shows an American soldier being hung. Now, although personally I think it's distasteful, I do think that he has a right to have that Halloween design. And I see what he's trying to say there, because I believe Obama has been propping up ISIS and not actually targeting ISIS because he wants a Saigon that bad. Now, it is offending tons of people, especially military members and other Democrats, of course. Now, this guy is a Democrat, and he's just so against the American foreign policy. This is what he decided to show. And I thought, again, I wouldn't want to see it across my street, but at the same time, I stick up for his right to display that distasteful Halloween display.
Issue of free speech, and we both definitely support it, although I don't necessarily agree with it as much as you sounded like you did just then. I mean, not the display itself, but the message within the display. But that will be an issue for another day. Dropout of the week time.
No one's dropped out.
Yes, that is true. What's your pick, though?
I'm staying.
You're saying
George Pataki.
It is George Pataki for you, and I'm staying with Lindsey Graham for my dropout pick of the week. By the way, Lindsey Graham's going to be in town for me. Actually, was in town for me yesterday. He had a big town hall event. No, that was today. I'm losing track of the week. Yeah, Lindsey Graham was in town today.
He is just, I don't see him dropping out first. I'm sorry.
Well, he's definitely changing up tactics. Some are saying that Lindsey Graham's going to adopt the John McCain tactic of doing town halls.
That wouldn't surprise me. He's very close with John McCain. So.
And I do think as a tactic, it's a really good one because it engages the people that you're talking to. And I feel like it's much more likely to win over an audience that isn't going to be cheering at your speeches, but might be willing to listen to you as you talk back and forth in a civilized manner. Right. All right, Dennis. Well, thank you very much. I will talk to you next week.
Absolutely. You have a good one.
Grand New Party Update is the intellectual property of Tony Zor and Dennis Rose. Voice of credits provided by Gino Devaney. Theme music, Namaste, by Jason Shaw, as discovered off freemusicarchive.org on the album Tech Urban Dance.